There's a new kind of excitement in the air, and it's creating excited people on the ground.
It's fantastic. It's unbelievable to watch. That's all I can say.
I've seen it on TV, and it looks a lot faster when you watch it here, so it's quite exciting.
Beautiful, very exciting. It made me think of Roscoe Turner.
The excitement. I mean, you really get caught up in when you're seeing the planes race.
Extremely thrilling and exciting.
Nothing creates excitement like head-to-head competition.
Is he going to catch it? It's going to be close.
This looks
the
like
checkered flag is out. This is unusual. We thought Rick Leonard was really going to blow everybody away, but he was caught up by traffic, and Brian Dempsey used that opportunity to pull out a good lead.
Look out, he's going to drive on it now. Let's see if he's going to make it. It's going to be really close.
It's going to be very close.
He's really coming in. Let's see if he's going to make it. He might.
Very close. Rick Leonard just gets it. Just nips him. Very close finish.
Air racing is the fastest motorsport in the world, and it's at last available in a race class that allows more people access to this thrilling competition than ever before. This type of racing is relatively new to the airshow scene and is taking this burgeoning industry by storm. It's air racing that will fit into virtually any airport large enough to stage an airshow. These small airplanes are capable of amazingly fast speeds. There's wingtip to wingtip action every step of the way, with an intense competition that creates an event that leaves the crowd dazzled with sheer excitement. We're speaking, of course, of Formula V air racing. We're going to take a close-up look at what makes this class of racing so appealing to not only the airshow crowds, but to producers and sponsors as well. We'll see the airplanes, the action, and the people who make it work. But first, we're going to tell you a little bit about the people who make up the crowd of airshow spectators. According to a recent International Council of Airshows demographic study, the average airshow goer is family-oriented, earns over $30,000 annually, owns a home and 2 automobiles, and has at least 1 major credit card, and is generally the kind of consumer most companies want to reach. Interestingly, airshows draw more spectators than professional football and are second only to Major League Baseball in the numbers they attract. All people seem to love the thrill of competition, and motorsports are especially intense due to the fast action and the elements of risk which are involved. Formula V air racing has a broad appeal to the media as well as the public and meets the highest possible safety standards.
We operate under extremely strict FAA regulation, and even on top of that strict regulation, we superimpose our own set of rules, aircraft construction rules, aircraft safety standards, pilot qualification standards, which ensure that the aircraft that are out there doing this are safe as possibly can be, and that the pilots that fly these airplanes are of only the highest skill and competence levels.
In addition to several built-in safety features, Formula Vs must meet a number of technical specifications. They must weigh at least 450 pounds when empty. A minimum wing area of 75 square feet is required. They must be powered by a converted Volkswagen engine with a fixed-pitch propeller and be equipped with non-retractable landing gear. These remarkable little airplanes are capable of speeds exceeding 180 miles per hour. Fewer than 100 flyers in this country are qualified active race pilots. It's a rather exclusive club, and the Formula V racers rank with the very best in flying expertise. Formula V boasts one of only 4 active female race pilots. In addition, the Formula V air racing organization is staffed by consummate professionals at every level. From the highly skilled pilots to the race officials and maintenance crews, everyone is dedicated to not only personal excellence, but the success of the event as well. Race pilot Butch Mankiewicz exemplifies the high level of sportsmanship typical among the Formula V group.
I personally don't want to win a race by default because one of my competitors can't get his airplane running or ready for a race. Doesn't provide me with any kind of a trophy at the end of a weekend. My only trophy is being able to go out there against the competition all at their best and be able to finish in front of them. That's a big part of the philosophy behind our organization.
The races themselves are the most recent form of closed-course pylon air racing, a sport which was established back in the 1920s and 30s by the likes of Jimmy Doolittle, Roscoe Turner, and Steve Whitman. The use of a small 2-mile course allows Formula V races to be held at air show sites in or near major cities. The annual series of Formula V races held at locations throughout the country provide widespread exposure for this increasingly popular class of racing and its sponsors. Formula V air racing possesses the appeal common to all motorsports. It also has the advantage of being staged in clear view of large audiences. So unlike an auto race, spectators at a Formula V event can see and enjoy all the action around the entire race course. After the race, Formula V pilots greet a delighted crowd. They sign autographs, answer questions, and generally serve as goodwill ambassadors for the show and its sponsors. The pilots and crew are also available for special promotional appearances. TV, newspapers, and radio are all eager to focus attention on the excitement generated by head-to-head competition, especially when a national championship is on the line. National networks such as ESPN regularly cover Formula V results.
Last week we showed you the kings of air racing, the unlimited class with thousands of horsepower, propelling massive World War II vintage fighter planes at over 400 miles an hour. This week we take you to the other end of the spectrum, Formula V air racers doing their thing in the Governor's Cup race at the Quonset International Air Show in Rhode Island.
Formula V air racing can also be the centerpiece for an entire television program or series, as it was in a recent production for regional sports network, Home Sports Entertainment.
Hi, I'm Ted Dawson, and I'll be your host for the Great Texas National Air Race and Air Show. Join us for the only U.S. Air Racing Association sanctioned event in Texas. You'll share in the excitement which only head-to-head competition can produce. In addition to air races, you'll see some of the most exciting air show acts in the business. So please be with us for the classics, the comedy, and the drama of the Great Texas National Air Race and Air Show.
World-famous air show announcer Sandy Sanders, the voice of Reno Air Racing, recently spoke with us about the growing popularity of this exciting new race class.
These are probably what you could call the grassroots of racing coming back. It's just been a magnificent class. It's fun to watch, and these guys, believe you me, they're racing for the money, and they know it. With the advent of racing really coming into the public's eye, I think what we're looking at here is, of course, corporate sponsorship. Once we start getting the television coverage, which started this year, incidentally, with ESPN, I'm sure we're going to find more corporate sponsorships that are going to be interested in putting money into this sport. I'll tell you what, if you're putting on an air show in your area, why not include one of the fastest growing air racing classes in history, the Formula Vs?
Several phrases come to mind when characterizing Formula V air racing. Crowd-pleasing, professionalism.
Get all professionals involved, and when you do that, the rest goes easy.
Intense competition. Media attention.
The Florida State Air Fair hosted the championship Super Vee airplane races over the weekend. Two pilots, Brian Dempsey and Rick Leonard, were in contention for the title.
But the word most often used to describe Formula V air racing is exciting.